Welcome to episode 56 of the VR Gaming Podcast. And I'm doing this voice because it's my metal voice, because you're listening to Metal Hellsinger VR. But Alex and I can't hear it because I added in editing later. So what do you think of that music you can't hear, Alex?
It's really, really cool. I like it. I love
really metal.
Yeah.
All right.
It's metal, bro.
Yeah, it's probably done by now. So I add music to the beginning of all of our episodes just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. And I fade it out. And I'm Justin, mame-fan, and that's Alex. He's Virtual Insider. But yeah, he isn't doing videos lately, but he's busy in VR, working pretty much full-time doing VR work.
VR games, making games.
Yeah, making games and shit. So let's get into games because that's what this show is about. So the first game is Subside. I did a video of this, and this is an underwater kind of exploration thing. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the game right now. You can see me. I'm standing in front of a green screen. You can see me like swimming. You swim with your motion controllers, which is really cool because there aren't that many games where you can do that. There was Freediver, Triton Down, and there was, what was that weird sci-fi game that we both were kind of like, it's okay. What was that game? Where you could swim on an
swimming in it?
Yeah, it had swimming in it, and it was this alien world. And I think we both beat it. We both beat it, and there's swimming, and the only enemies in the water were these like jellyfish type things. It was the double-ended dildo game.
Yeah.
I can't ever think of the name of that game. Hubris. There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
That was bothering me for a long time. I couldn't think of that game. All right, so there aren't that many games where you can swim like with your actual motion controls. So that's what's one thing that's cool about this. And the graphics, as you can see, are really good. It's very realistic looking. There are 4 levels. The first initial level is this. It's just kind of this little training level. It's in the demo. There's a free demo you can download on Steam. Then there's this cove level. Then there's this canyon level, and the canyon reminds me of VR Kayak Mirage's opening level. And then there's a cave diving level. And I'll probably show what all of these look like. This is just the little training area level. Let me see if I can get to the cove. And as you go around exploring, here's a crab. You're going to see fish, sharks, crabs, all sorts of stuff. And you're going to find lock boxes, like if you're seeing right now on YouTube. And you have to find discs that are spread around the levels. And so this is like a scavenger hunt, basically. And if you find 4 discs, you can then unlock that lockbox. But Alex and I both had trouble with the lockbox because we were both like, the key won't turn. But it took me a while to realize you can't turn the key. You just have to like really forcefully throw open the lid.
You have to move your arm so far away from the box before it actually opens. It just feels like, I think you could very easily not realize. Like I played for a couple of hours, not even knowing how to open those boxes.
Yeah.
It was only after you told me that I knew how to do it. But I just thought there was something bugged out. Like I was trying to turn the key, I was trying to lift the thing, and you just have to keep moving your arm up until eventually it opens, which is a bit overdone.
Yeah, that's something I think the devs should fix. I think the key thing you should be able to turn the key and then it just opens, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was how I was expecting to happen.
Yeah.
Or just put the key, it just open, I don't know, it just feels weird, like having to move your arms so far away from your real arms. Like in the game, your hand's still on the box, but in real life, your arms are almost above your head before it finally opens up. It just feels strange, unintuitive to do that.
Yeah, and you'll swim around, you'll find lots of coins on the ground. If you get enough coins, you can buy stuff in the store. And you can buy upgrades like fins, and you can pay for extra air, because this isn't actually scuba diving, it's free diving, which is odd that you need to pay for air. But so you don't have a tank on your back. You just have a certain amount of time that you can be underwater before you have to surface for air. And you can get I got a wristband where whenever you get near an item, it'll start vibrating to let you know you're close to it. So there are little toys, like other than the coins, there are toys kind of hidden around the world. And so you'll find little shark toys, little whale toys, and little koi toys, because there are 3 additional levels where if you find, I think, 4 of them for each one, you can unlock the shark cage level, you can unlock the whale encounter level, and you can unlock the koi encounter level. And we haven't unlocked either of them because these things are hard to find. People on
Yeah.
Reddit were saying they had to look at the developer's video to show where to get them. And I think, Alex, you looked at that video too?
I've still not got them all yet, but yeah, I watched the video just to see, like, it's just so hard to find them, and I really want to see the rest of the levels in the game, like the shark encounter where you're in a cage and there's like a great white shark trying to get at
Yeah.
you, and there's a whale one especially I really want to do where there's humpback whales and you can swim with them, and like because this game looks absolutely incredible, like one of the most photorealistic games I've played in VR. But not on top of that, you've also got all these fish and things in the water, and they animate really well. It's really impressive how well they've done the animations of all the little sea creatures. It looks so realistic. It's really impressive, and you can sometimes like if you've got a sea turtle, you can grab it and then move it around, and it'll kind of flop around. Or there was, and I went in. You can find things you haven't seen even if you go back in. Like there's one of those fish, you know those fish that's like completely flat and it sits on the bottom of
A
the
flounder.
water. Yeah, there's one of those in the game in the cobalt level,
Yeah.
and I didn't find it for ages. I didn't even realize it was there, and I was like, oh wait, there's one of those. And then you go up to it and it just kind of swims off, and it
Mm-hmm.
looks so realistic. It's just everything's really well done in this game. It's so polished. So it's like there's no real bugs or there's no issues where you're like, oh, that doesn't look right. Everything looks really like how it should be in real life. It's incredibly well done. It's I think it's only a single developer as well, so they've done a really good job.
Wow. Yeah, it looks great. The only issue I have is that there's too many particles in the water. It's not a big deal. It's just like that's not what it really looks like when you're scuba diving. It's not that many because it sort of looks like confetti is constantly in your face. But it, I kind of forgot about that pretty fast, so it's not a big deal. Here's a boat underwater, and then there's a pretty big shark, but it doesn't attack
Yeah,
you. There's no threat in this game. In case anybody's
yeah,
wondering, like worried about that. Here's a little whale toy.
yeah, yeah. But it looks so good. I think in the headset it looks even better. Like
Yeah.
it looks good on video, but in the headset it looks the second main level where you're in this like canyon. Genuinely, I couldn't believe how good it looked.
I'll
Like
go to the
you're in this.
canyon. Let's see.
The water's like a greeny coloured water. Even they've got dogs barking in the
Here it
background.
is. There's where the canyon starts, and there, yeah, there's a hot air balloon.
Yeah, the one thing I've noticed in that level, there's like a planet in the sky. I don't know if you noticed that.
Maybe,
Like it's not.
maybe I can get. I was hoping I would look up. Okay, in the video. Let's
Yeah,
see.
there's like a planet in the sky,
Oh
but it's
yeah,
not
yeah. I see
there.
that.
See it?
That's giant. It's too big to be a moon, or the moon.
Yeah, and if in the headset it looks massive, it looks like an actual planet next to you. So I don't even know what that's supposed to be about. But
You're on an alien world.
yeah, I mean, like, you actually not on Earth.
Well, it is a
And then there's
simulation
some.
technically. It technically, like, yeah, it's weird.
Actually, that's true.
Did you
Yeah,
think it was kind of weird how it's like a simulation instead of just why not just act like it's the real world?
I think they've done that so that they can kind of like put boundaries because like in
Oh yeah,
cold, they've had like boundaries where can't go any further because there's like a force field that stops you.
yeah, that's true. I guess that's a way to kind of explain that.
Yeah, but this one doesn't have any. Like the one with the canyons doesn't have any boundaries because it's all built up in between these rocks,
Yeah.
so you can swim like all the way around. This is my favorite level out of all of them. It looked so impressive in the headset, and like one thing that did annoy me a little bit was just sometimes I wanted to like get up and look around above the surface because it's so detailed.
Yeah.
But the game, like the water's constantly like blocking your view, and I wish I could like just get my head so I'm, like my head's completely above, like as if my neck's kind of just above the water, so I can see everything more clearly and hold myself there.
Yeah.
You can't really do that.
Yeah, I tried to do that too. Yeah, it was hard to keep your head above water. Yeah, you should, if they could make it so that you can grab the rocks and just kind of hold yourself up, that
Yeah,
would be
because I
cool.
want to see. Like, they put so much detail in these worlds. There's like a little. I don't know if you saw it in that canyon one. There's like a bird, like a little blue tit or something that's sat on the side, and you can see it, and then it flies off. And so they've put all that care and attention to detail in, not just under the water, but above it. But it's really hard to keep your head above long enough to be able to see all this stuff. So
Huh.
it would be cool if you could actually just hold yourself, like, tread water, and just like see above the water more. And it's just really, it's just such an incredible place to be. It's really relaxing and just like swimming around in this game. It's like Kayak Mirage but underwater. It's like it's not really a game about the gameplay. It's more about the experience, I'd say.
And if you're looking at the video, it's showing that your hands collide with everything, so you could push off of rocks or push off of logs. But the only problem with that is that sometimes your hands get caught on stuff when you're swimming, so you'll get kind of like thrown backward, and you're like, "Huh, what's going on?" And it's really just your hand is caught on something. So you just have to get used to that, because I think initially I was a little bit like, "Oh, these controls suck," but it was really just my hand getting caught.
Yeah, you have to be careful where you put your hands because they can get stuck and it'll push you back. And but yeah, the controls themselves are really intuitive. I found it way better than the demo because I found the demo was too sensitive to all your hand movements, whereas the real game, the final release, it feels like I'm fully in control of where I want to go. Like I don't feel like I'm fighting the controls at all.
Yeah. And you said you can get gloves that have webbing.
Yeah, I've got
It,
some upgraded gloves which make you move faster. So you like as you move your hands, you swim faster than
yeah.
normal. And you can get some fins where you pull the trigger and then you'll swim forward, but you don't swim forward very fast, so you still find yourself wanting to use your hands. But it just means you can kind of just like if there's something close, you can just like hold the trigger and just swim to it without having to move your hands around.
And so
Oh, look, there's a buried mermaid.
uh, and then the next level is the canyon, not the canyon, the the cave.
Cavern.
Yeah, the cavern. So yeah, you're cave diving, which you have to get a special certification to be able to cave dive, because it's I guess it's so dangerous. Um,
Yeah,
but in this game, you're not even using a tank. You're just free diving through a cave, which is even more crazy because you have to keep
yeah.
coming
And
up
you have
for
like little air
air.
pockets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you can't. There's sections where you can't come up for air, so you have to swim through. And some of them are really claustrophobic, like really cramped. And I literally died on one of them because I didn't make it through in time. So you can
yeah.
die in this game if you run
That
out of.
that makes two of us because I died in the same place. Yeah, and
It's really cool. I really hope they bring out more like different levels.
yeah. So there's
What would you want to see?
four.
Like, what sort of level would you want to see?
Hmm. What
An
kind of
Arctic one
level?
would be cool. Would be cool.
I mean, yeah, just much bigger level, but maybe if you had to find
Like a
stuff, that might be
coral.
really annoying. Oh yeah, a coral reef. That might be hard to render all of that.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
don't
like a.
know.
Would you think? Would you like to see them do like a deep sea diving one where you've got an actual tank and you're
Yeah,
exploring some
that's
sort
actually
of
what I thought
slip
this
or
game
something?
was going to be. I thought it was going to be where
Yeah.
you have a tank, because I don't really like having to come up for air. Even though
Yeah.
I love Subnautica, but you only have to come up for air in that kind of earlier in the game. Then you end up getting like vehicles where you don't have to come up for air at
Yeah.
all.
That
Um,
annoyed me in that game.
yeah,
Constantly
that
having to come
wasn't.
up fire.
Yeah. If you, I like wreck diving in real life. So like one where you're going through a ship, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, there's potential there for him to expand it out, and I'd pay for DLC as well. Like if it was good enough
Oh,
and
definitely.
interesting enough. Yeah,
So
I would pay.
we've both unlocked 4 levels. That's all the regular levels there are, and then there's the 3 additional that I think I already talked about, the shark, the whale, and the koi thing,
Yeah,
which I think are just
neither of those
little.
have got it.
Yeah, and there's probably not much you can do there.
I think they're more like they would be really good demo material though for like
Yeah.
putting someone in VR in the shark tank or
I don't
having them
remember
swim
if
with
I
the
ever did
whales.
the PSVR Shark Tank. That you always back in the early days of VR, you would see people showing that like it was some big scary thing. I might have
Yeah,
done it once and been like, "Oh, that's it." That might have been all because I had that demo disc.
yeah, yeah. I never did that, but that's one of the things that people always liked
Yeah,
because there was a big demo with the jellyfish and stuff, and yeah, but yeah, it's really cool. I think if you like Kayak Mirage, this is definitely something you should look at picking up. If you
yeah,
want something
definitely.
that's an actual game, then obviously this is not going to be for you, probably.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to go to Resident Evil?
Yeah,
All right. There's
yeah. We
Resident
talked about
Evil.
Resident Evil 4. It's Resident Evil 4, the PSVR version, and I'm just still playing it, still jumping into it. Still not finished it yet, and it's just really, really good. I won't talk about it too long because I have talked about it before, but it's one of my favorite VR games I've ever played. Resident Evil 4, like the older game, was good, but this remake's just incredible. Visually, it's one of the best looking things you'll see in VR, and they've done a good job as well. Like, if you've already played the original game, they've done enough to change things up so that you'll be kind of like in an area where you think you know what's going to happen, and they've changed it, and there's different things there, and yeah, it's really, really impressive, like to see in VR, and the integration of the VR mechanics and everything have been really well done, apart from a few little things. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it up again because it's one of those games that obviously came out with VR mode like, almost a year ago now, I think it was, and it's just a game that I'm still playing, still enjoying. I still enjoy the PSVR2, and I just think it's really one of the best VR games out there that anyone can play. I just wish they'd bring it to PC.
I still don't understand how you haven't finished it yet. You must really have a life going on.
Yeah, I do, and I don't know. I've got this like I know you're kind of like you start a game and you'll just play it until you're done, whereas
Oh
I don't do
yeah.
that. I tend
I
to
can't stop.
yeah, I jump between games. I'll go one game. I've got 5 different PSVR 2 games that I'm still playing. Horizon Call of the Mountain I've still not finished. Star Wars, uh, Jurassic World, Aftermath, and
Hmm.
I think there's another one. But yeah, I don't know. I've got this thing where I, I just play games for like an hour or so, and then I'll play another game. Then I've been busy with stuff, so
Wow.
not that
But this is
not
like your
enjoying it. It's
favorite. This
incredible.
one's your favorite. So for me, my favorite, I'm gonna do the favorite, and then once I'm
Yeah,
done with the favorite, I'll
I'm
go to
gonna
the
finish
second
it. I
favorite.
mean,
Uh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Huh.
don't know why I do that actually. I just you'd think I'd
Well, no.
just because this isn't really really good. You think I'd just play it and finish it, but
What you do
I
might be
jump
more
around a lot.
normal. So like when I eat food, I devour all of the favorite thing first. And then I go to the
Right?
second. Then I go to the second. I think
Okay, yeah,
normal people, I think they go like, I'm going to take a bite of this. Now take a bite of this thing.
yeah. That's correct. That's what
Yeah,
you
and
normally
I've
do.
never eaten anything that way in my
I
life.
like mashed potatoes, so I'm gonna eat all the mashed potatoes. And now I
Exactly.
like meat, so I'm gonna eat all the meat. And now I like
Correct.
peas, so I'm gonna eat all the
But
peas.
my order is always
Yeah,
meat, all of the meat first. Then I would go to probably the mashed potatoes. Then I would go to the peas. That's what I do.
right.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's
Yeah.
an interesting way to eat.
I am very weird with my eating habits. I know that. I know
Mm.
that. So anything else about this?
No, I think you should get a PSVR2 for
Nope.
this. I think
Not
you
gonna
just
do it.
why?
I'm still waiting for Prey Dog to save me.
He's not doing it.
Why?
He don't want to.
Can I pay
So
him?
it's never gonna happen.
Can I pay him?
I mean, I don't think he's bothered about money. So
Uh, well, I don't want. I have no reason for a PS5. No reason. Um, at all.
Well, you have.
Except for this game. This is the only game. So I'm gonna buy a PS5 and a PSVR2 for this game.
What, you wouldn't want to play Horizon Call of the Mountain?
I'm not very interested in that. Not too
It's a
interested.
good game. It's a good game.
Well, I already beat Horizon. What the hell is it? Zero Dawn in VR.
Yeah, but this is a VR only
I
game.
feel like that's got to be better. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well, it's a different experience, though. You were playing it with a gamepad, just running around, whereas
true.
this is like a VR game where you're climbing and you're using a bow and arrow. And
But isn't the combat a joke? Or not?
no, combat's actually pretty difficult.
Okay, all right. I'll think about it.
Gran Turismo 7.
I don't care about
One
that.
of the best games.
No, I don't care about that.
It's a good game.
I can't get into. I don't know why I can't get into driving games. I even bought a new setup, like a new stand for my wheel and my pedals and shit, and I put it together, and then I said, all right, well, I'll put this in the closet for now, and I haven't taken it out. And that was months ago. That was
really,
yeah, a brand
Why did you
new
buy all
thing.
that stuff?
I was like, oh, I'll finally get back into racing games, and then I just don't feel like pulling it out and messing with it. And like having to plug,
that's a big problem for me.
having to plug it all in and then like hope that it's all going to work, which I tend to think it's just like something's going to be wrong, not going to work right with it. So I just don't bother. I don't know.
Yeah, because my racing seat's like a fold-up one that I put away.
And
sometimes I really want to play a racing game, but just having to pull it out and set it all up is enough to stop me from doing it. So I do get what you're saying. Yeah.
If I had a big ass house like I used to have, I could have it just out, like ready to go.
And you just jump in and you just play it. Yeah.
But then I had to get divorced. Now I can't have those things anymore.
Yeah. No. I don't have nice things anymore.
What'd you say?
I don't have nice things anymore.
No. I can have peace of mind though. That's about it.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. You want to go to the next? I'll go to the next game.
Yeah.
Okay. Very different than Resident Evil 4. Kid Pilot. So this game appealed to me because it looked like Toy Commander to me. There's a game for Dreamcast called Toy Commander that I liked.
Yeah.
And you hold a little plane in your hand and you can shoot at stuff. It starts out pretty weakly. First of all, the initial loading screen, it's the longest loading screen I've ever seen in any game. It was at least 5 minutes of loading.
Yeah.
And it says there, like, please wait for like loading assets. And it just, and they had a special, like an environment built just for that one loading screen, like a 3D environment. Cause I guess they wanted to not make you just have to stare at a 2D screen and be completely bored. Anyway, this is just the like little initial part where you're going through rings like Superman 64. And I'll get to a level. Then they have this little weird castle looking thing or something where you pick your level and there's a story with your dad talking to you. And once you get into a level, you fly around shooting at toys. It starts out, I'm like, this is like a baby game. It's too easy. And later on it got really hard. So it definitely ramps up. But initially you're just kind of flying around, you shoot these little mice, and then it makes them go. And so at first I was kind of disappointed. Then you're going around shooting these balloons, and you collect the keys. Oh yeah. The biggest issue with this game, I actually like the gameplay. I like the graphics. The biggest issue I noticed as soon as I started the game was like the head tracking, like moving my head around was all laggy and very weird. And people in the Steam reviews were saying the performance was bad. So I don't know if it's a performance issue or something. I remember playing the game Heartshot, and I had that same weird laggy head movement feeling, which for me ruins the game. Because I played this standing and just physically turning. And so anytime I turned my head or turned my body, it had this weird, and you can't tell in the video that I'm showing right now on YouTube. You're not going to see that weird laggy head movement. So
Yeah.
that kills this game. And I left a review, given a negative review, and said, yeah, if they fix that though, I'll because I refunded the game, I'll buy it again, and I'll change my
Because
review.
the
But
reviews are pretty good. Like from people
yeah,
who aren't having these problems, it's actually apparently quite difficult and it's a good game.
I don't know how many of the
Um,
reviews are fake. I'm not sure. Or is it because I'm using virtual desktop? This
yeah, someone
game.
else gave a
Oh,
negative review say about virtual desktop, so it's not just you.
okay. So this is one of these. Some games sometimes automatically open the Oculus app. In this game, when I started it, it opens the Oculus app, and I was wondering, could that
Right.
opening screw up the performance somehow? Or did they
Probably
program it?
if
Did
you're
they
not using.
program it to only work with like AirLink or Link, or
I don't know.
to work well at least? I don't know because it's working.
I do want to try this though. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
I like the
and
concept of it.
yeah, I'll show you some levels. Like this level, I died a bunch. You have to go through here, and these things fly at you, and you have to avoid them, and they start coming at you really fast. And I had
Yeah.
I don't know, I might have died maybe almost 10 times on this part.
So you're like flying through a tunnel and there's things coming at you. You've got to dodge basically.
Yeah, and then after a certain number of them, this little mole appears, and you have to shoot the mole, and you have to get a certain number of hits on him. So he's like, I guess he's like a little boss battle type of thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. There's one to keep an eye on.
let me show you another this level. This level was pretty brutal because you have to go through all of these obstacles, and you can see it's pretty fast. You have to go through all of these little hoops, and
Yeah. So you're going through like a tube
yeah,
type
and
thing, and then
there's
there's like
fire
obstacles
shooting at
going.
you sometimes. Then there's
It looks
uh,
really impressive. Like visually, it looks really nice though.
yeah,
Like
visually, I was into it. I don't know how I die here. Maybe the fire gets me. I don't know what. Yeah,
yeah,
the only
I
issue
think
really was the that head movement shit.
hopefully they fix that and then we can try it again because I'd like to play this actually. This looks
Yeah.
good.
Is there anything else? I don't know how many more levels there were, but it seems like a good amount of content. I got
Yeah.
past this level. Oh, I got past this level. It took me a while. You can see I'm in this level for a while. And look at me. I'm like really frustrated here, bent over, just like, oh my God, is what happened there. And okay, I made it to the next level, which is like this jungly level where you're flying one of these planes that can land in water, whatever those are called.
Oh, seaplane.
Yeah, seaplane.
Is it seaplane?
I guess. I don't know. And this is where I called it in the video. I was like, all right, I can't take this head movement anymore.
Yeah. I
So,
don't blame you.
yeah, we'll go to your video. Well, we played Walkabout together. Uh,
Yeah.
What is this called? This level?
Wallace and
Oh
Gromit.
yeah, Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
It's if you've ever played it, you've never actually watched any of the Wallace and Gromit stuff. So
I said I
what did you
would
think to it? As
before I played
someone,
this, and then I didn't. Yeah,
yeah.
and
So how did you find it not knowing anything about Wallace and Gromit?
well, I have heard enough about Wallace and Gromit to know the basics. Like Wallace is the guy, and he likes cheese, and Gromit's a dog,
Yeah.
and that's kind of all I know. Oh yeah, no, Wallace is an inventor.
He invents loads of cool gadgets and stuff.
Yeah. So because of that, that gives you lots of opportunities to put all sorts of wacky creations in the level. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Why were we on the moon in the very last hole? Oh, is it because of the whole cheese gimmick?
Well, I mean, they're based on the films. The easy one is based on the first movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second one is based on the second movie. So they are actually based on the actual movies, Wallace and Gromit movies. Because like there's in the first movie, it's all about this penguin that's a room, like renting a room in the attic,
Mm-hmm.
and Wallace has created um, these legs that you put your legs in, and then they can walk on ceilings and things. And then the penguin takes over the legs and starts robbing like a jewelry store and stuff.
Okay.
And so they've got all that in the game. So like, they've got the legs walking around in the garden, and they've got the penguin riding the train and stuff like. It's really, if you've ever watched the movies, it's really well done how they've integrated everything into the game from the actual movies themselves. It's not just random stuff. Everything is based on the actual shows and the TV and the movies. So it's really, I think, as someone who's watched this stuff, I found it added an element that I enjoyed more. That obviously you who've never like really watched the films, but I think it's still a good course though.
And what
It's
was
still good.
the
Like,
hard level was full of sheep? Is that what the hard one was?
yeah, that's from the second movie, which is where these sheep like doing stuff. I can't remember the full story of the second one, but yeah, the sheep are in there, and there's what you can see them riding the motorcycle and sidecar around. And that's from the movie as well. So it's
I
yeah, it's really good.
I liked the last hole the most because it changed it so much with the low gravity, which makes me want to play the Mars one, which we haven't played yet, even though it's out.
Yeah, I think it's almost like they did that with the Wallace and Gromit with the moon, and they thought, you know what, let's make a full course out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to trying that because yeah, that is the moon level, which is the last one, almost feels like regular golf in a way because you've got this massive area, so you have to come almost like drive rather than putting, you almost like driving the ball up into the air and like trying to get it to the hole. So
One
I'm looking
night,
forward to the Mars one actually.
one night I played Walkabout with the recentered guys, with all of them,
Oh,
and
did you?
yeah, and what did we? What level? We played the Paris level, and I can't remember what else. But they showed me. I didn't even know this game had other modes. There's a mode where you can play where like everyone it's basically who you're just racing each other and you don't take
I
turns.
didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can just hit the ball as many times as you want like over and over and over and it's just a mad dash to see who can finish the 18th hole first. It's
So it
in,
doesn't matter how many times you hit it. It's just
it does
the
yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you hit it.
how do you access that? I never even
On
knew that
the
was in the game.
on the main menu there's probably like 3 dots you click or something, and then there's multiple different types of game modes, and I never knew that.
Wow, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
so
Huh.
we played that,
There you
and I
go.
was like, I lost. I think Raj always gets first, I think, and then Lee got second, and I lost because well, I had never played that type of mode before, but and Gary was playing earlier. He didn't play that time. What was it? I think that was we were playing on
Wow.
the whatever leagues under the sea one. How many leagues? What is it?
Yeah.
30,000? I don't remember.
10,000 leagues or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of the mode is, but yeah, we need to try that out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that adds a bit of replayability because we play this game. We generally play the new level and we don't really go back to the old ones. So this will
Yeah.
give us a chance to go back
Yeah,
to
and
some
then
of the old levels.
you could get done really fast.
Yeah, because they can take ages to play these
Yeah.
games.
All right, so I'll go to the next one. Titan Station.
Yeah.
This was recommended to me by Lee from the Recentered podcast. And he was a
Your
big
new best friend.
yeah, yeah. He's a big fan of this. This trailer I think is I looked for a VR trailer, but they didn't have one. But it doesn't really matter because it's the same game. So this is a flat game that they added a VR mode to it, and
This is
I was
recently. I did.
I think pretty recent. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not sure how recent.
cool.
I didn't know about it. I think until Lee brought it up on their Discord, and
I didn't know about it.
oh, okay, it's
What's it called again?
it's called Titan Station. So you're on Titan, the moon. I think it's one of Saturn's moons, and you're stationed there. You know, it's in the future, and you're like an IT guy basically, you're going around the station, and at first it gave me like major Alien vibes, like the Nostromo from Alien the original. So I was like, whoa, I was
Yeah.
really into this. Like I was, but there are no enemies, there's no combat, nothing like that. This is mostly a walking simulator with with some puzzles and stuff. And there's like a major story going on. There's all sorts of like twists and turns in the story. So if you're
Right.
into story and sci-fi, then you like it. But no combat. Can you die in this game? I can't remember if you can die. Maybe, but not from an enemy. Maybe you could like suffocate or something. I don't remember. So you're
Right.
going. You're
Is
kind of.
it
It's. Hmm?
okay?
Oh, so you're going around to these computers and you have motion controls. So yeah, it's a motion control game, and you can type on the keyboards with your motion controls. And you're going around a lot of the time. I got to turn on the network and connect this computer to the network, and now I need to go to this other computer and turn this. A lot of the game is spent going around connecting and disconnecting computers to the network. So if that sounds interesting to you, that's not really what the game
Yeah.
is about. The game is more about the story. So if you're watching YouTube right now, there was this really colorful grid like looking thing. This is a kind of a little puzzle place where you have to connect boxes. They're easy puzzles. There's nothing difficult there. I kind of found those parts kind of annoying. Um, there's not much I can say about this without spoiling it. But it's it's 2001: A Space Odyssey vibes, definitely. Do you have any questions? Because there's a lot of voiced characters, so the voice acting is good. So there's
Yeah.
your own character has a voice actor, and then you're talking to multiple other voice actors, mostly over walkie talkies.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever, actually talked to someone face to face. Well, I mean,
But is it
sort
a
of.
puzzle game? Like, do you have to solve
Yeah,
puzzles and
yeah. You have to solve puzzles, but they're not hard puzzles. They're pretty easy, and usually
it's mostly about the story?
yeah, it's mostly just about the story and progressing along. Like there will be passwords you need to find, and usually they're on like a notebook that's probably in the same room or near the computer that needs the password. Stuff like that.
Right.
And this is those little colorful block things. Those are maybe the most puzzly thing, but those are easy. Yeah, it's mostly a walking simulator. I got it for only $5 on sale. For that, I think it was worth it, but I wouldn't really. I think it might be $10 full price.
Is it visually impressive though, like in the headset?
Yeah, I think
It
so.
looks pretty good on the
Yeah, I
videos.
think
It
it
looks
is.
pretty good.
Yeah, on the title screen, I was like, this doesn't look very good. But once I was inside, like right here, for example, I was like, oh, this does look pretty good. Walking around the corridors,
It
and this
reminds
is like
me.
where. Hmm?
What's that game where you're floating in space? Horus Space. Horus
Horse Station.
Space Station.
Oh,
Yeah, it
the
reminds me a
horse.
bit of that
Yeah,
visually.
yeah. There were two versions of that. One was a prologue, and then there was the Horse Station, the full version.
Yeah, the Horus
Okay.
Station was a full one. That had a co-op as well. That's a good game.
Yeah, that is
Just
a good
thought
game.
about it.
That game has combat, and you have guns and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
So it has a very interesting story. I was a little bit disappointed in the story, but it's definitely unique.
Right.
It's a little bit mind bending sometimes. You'll be
Interesting.
like, huh? You'll be a little confused sometimes about what's going on.
Okay.
So it's not bad at all. Lee from Recentered, I think he loves this game. He's really high on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Mm.
But I'm not. I don't
Yeah.
regret. I don't regret buying it or playing it.
Yeah. I've added it to my wish list, so I'll keep an eye
Okay.
on it.
All right. Next one is Escape Simulator. We talked about this before. This is a flat game that
Yeah.
got VR support in an update. Did we go through all of the Egypt levels together? Is that what we did?
I don't think we've done all the Egypt ones.
Okay, we did 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I can't remember what we talked about last time with it. Did we? 'Cause I can't remember what we said last time we talked about it.
Just that it's really
Yeah,
good. I mean,
yeah, it's a good game. I think it's a good game. Puzzles aren't really hard, but they're also they are. I mean, some of them are quite difficult to figure
yeah.
out.
I think what
But
separates this game apart from others like it is that the puzzles are. I think they're more interesting.
yeah, you have to like read books and figure things out from papers and stuff, and I just feel like it feels more. I don't know. It's not like trial. It don't feel like a trial and error game. Like some of it is trial and error, but it's not like some puzzle games. Like what's that other one? Which is like co-op
I'm
puzzle
trying.
game.
I'm trying. Yeah, we played all the way through that recently.
I can't remember the name of it, but that was like there were so many sections in that where it was just like trial and error.
Yeah,
You just had to like experiment with things until you got it right. Whereas this, it always tells you the solution somewhere. You've just got to find it basically, rather than you just like trial and error in it. And because you're in just like this small room, uh, like everything's there that you need. You're not having to like wander around thinking, do I need to be in here? Do I need to be over there? It's like everything's right in front of you, which I do like because it means that you don't like get distracted with wandering around, not sure where you need to be. It's got a really good hint system. So if you do get stuck, you can press a hint button and it'll give you a little hint. And like it'll be like a little picture that gives you an idea of what you need to do next, which works really well. Yeah, overall, I just think it's really well done. It's a non-VR game that's got VR support, so the VR support isn't the best, but it works. And the fact that it has co-op, it's got so many different levels. It's got so much content. It's just one of the. It's just one of the best escape the room games out there, and the fact that it has co-op makes it just like even better. I think.
yeah. I don't think I have anything to add. I'd like to play it more.
Yeah, we need to try and.
Yeah.
Are you? I'll talk about it offline, but if you're doing anything this weekend, maybe we can
Oh
try and get
yeah,
some
yeah.
game.
I'm free all weekend.
Okay, we'll get some
You're
VR.
actually free.
Sunday, I should be able to
Huh.
do some.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is Beef Raider, which is a Tomb Raider
Beef
1.
Raider.
Yeah, have you heard
Oh,
the name of the mod is Beef Raider? Did you know that?
I didn't realize they called
It's
it that.
because
No, that's funny.
Dr. Beef did the mod, so that's why they call it Beef Raider.
All right,
Yeah.
that's
You know,
funny.
whenever I hear that name of that mod, I think of an ex-girlfriend of mine.
I'm not even going to ask you why.
You can imagine why. You can imagine why.
I know why, but
You know
I
why.
know why. Yeah.
So man, I'm distracted now. Oh, yeah. So I tried out this mod. It was originally Quest only, and they released it to PC, so it's free on GitHub. So anyone can download this on GitHub now. And there's this little tool that you download, and it makes it easy to install it. I found these Dr. Beef mods are really easy to install. They usually have this little tool, and you just like click find my install, and it automatically found where I had Tomb Raider 1 installed. So I installed it specifically for this mod. And then it was like, do you want to download optional music? So I was like, all right, sure. Downloaded that. And so maybe this game doesn't have music normally, and they added some music to make it like a little bit more cinematic or something. So
Yeah.
you can play first person and have motion controls, or you can play third person. I tried both. I prefer first person, but I think they add
Yeah.
the third person option so that, because there are some places in the game where maybe it's hard to control, because the controls are probably the roughest thing to deal with, because I mean, this is an ancient game.
Yeah, it's an old game.
Yeah, and they have the controls. They have a VR, like it's been adapted for VR. And then there's also, you could change it to the tank style controls, which is like the originals controls. But even in the VR adapted controls, it can be kind of tough to get her to do what you want, because like her jump is kind of delayed, and
Yeah,
you hold the
I remember this
triggers.
game being hard.
Yeah, you hold the triggers and then she'll grab on a ledge. I kept grabbing like the grips, thinking I needed to do those, and it wasn't working, and I was confused. But yeah, the triggers, and you press a button to toggle whether she has her guns or not, and you can shoot the bears and the wolves and the bats, and I think you have unlimited ammo. It seemed like, and I want to make a video of this, but I haven't had a chance yet. And she has a real time shadow. I don't know if she did in the original game.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean,
Probably not.
you're probably not. So you probably own Tomb Raider on Steam. Probably, I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe most people don't. I had Tomb Raider for Sega Saturn when that came out.
I played it on
And
the
hmm?
PS1, maybe. I
You had
think
it
I
on the
played it on the
PS1.
PlayStation 1. I think. Yeah.
All right, and those modern. I really like those modern Tomb Raider games. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Really
there's a
good.
guy working on the first Tomb Raider remake. You know, the
Yeah.
that more modern one. He's making a VR mod for that. So I don't know when that's coming out.
I'll play that definitely.
Yeah. But I think that one is only third person. I don't think it's first person at all.
Oh, maybe I
I
won't
don't
play that then.
I might be wrong. I can't remember. Um so yeah, I recommend this, but yeah, the controls will be rough. I had some jumps where I was just like really getting frustrated with them. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, and you can do that swan dive thing she does in the controls. I think you have to hold the left grip and then jump forward while pressing trigger, maybe, or A or something. I can't remember what.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the next game, Metal Hellsinger VR demo. So the music in the beginning of this came from Metal Hellsinger. So we both played the demo. The game just came out on Steam, and it came out before that on Quest.
Yeah.
So for me, I have no rhythm at all, and I can't
Okay.
dance. I cannot dance. So this is
Okay.
a
I better
major
learn a bit more.
struggle for me, because if you're looking on YouTube, I'm going to back up the video. If you're looking on YouTube, you'll see these little arrows. Let me find it. You have to.
Okay.
You're supposed to shoot these guys on beat with these arrows. You don't have to, but
No.
you get more points, and they die
You
faster.
get you get to kill them. Yeah. If you do that.
Yeah,
I
if you
mean,
shoot them.
and you also, if you get multiplayers, then you like the song gets better as well. So like the music
Yeah.
improves.
So for me, the issue is the whole shooting on beat thing. I just don't want to do that. So like, I don't think I can play this game. I beat the first
Yeah.
level, and then I tried to play the second level, and I couldn't get it even to go to the second level. I don't know if you tried. It told me you need to equip another gun, and I had a shotgun in my hand, and I was like, well, how do I equip another gun? I couldn't figure it out. I don't know if you got past that part.
No, I mean, to be honest, I played a bit of the demo just to because I've already played a bit of this game with the mod. The
Yeah.
performance was really good. So I decided just to I want to buy and play this game because I think it's a good game. So I figured like I'll just wait for the full release and play it then. But
Okay.
yeah, I think it's a great game. Like just like I'm not really into metal music much, but I really like the music in this game, and I just really like the way it makes you feel like when you're playing and you get a multiplayer and then the music like ramps up into different levels of because you like just get the beat and then if you do better it'll like start bringing some instrumental stuff in it and then if you get like 10 times multiplayer that's when the lyrics start to play and it's just really fun to play with the music. It just flows and feels really nice and the VR like, implementation feels pretty solid. um The sword, I don't know. There's this sword, which the sword blade like is facing the wrong way or something. It feels a bit weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Um, but everything else feels fine. I mean, it's better than the mod, and it just the performance is good, and it looks pretty good, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. Obviously,
Who did
I'll talk. Once we've got the full game, we'll talk about it next month. But I think the demo's decent, and I think the game's good. It's just it's got no rhythm.
Who did the mod? Do you know?
It's not one of the known modders. It was just someone
Okay.
else. Hasn't done a lot of mods,
Right.
I don't think.
I read online that because I was reading about this on Reddit that you can in the like accessibility or whatever options, you can set it so that you always shoot on beat. So I was like, oh, if I can do that, then maybe I would like this. Then I could hear all the music the way it should sound.
Yeah, I
And
mean, maybe try that then.
yeah, I don't know if it
But
would make it seem.
I'll buy the game, and then you can just play it through my account.
Oh, okay, all
So
right,
you don't have
that
to.
sounds good. One thing I liked was in the kind of there's this like hub area. There's a bookshelf with books, and that's all the menus. I like that you pick up a book and the settings are in the book. Did you try that?
It wasn't working for me.
Oh, really?
I kept trying to pick the books up, and it just wasn't working, which is why I
That
stopped playing the demo.
that doesn't surprise me because I had shit not work for me in there too. Other things just wouldn't work. Like when I first tried to start the first level, it wouldn't start, and I had to restart the
Yeah,
game to get it to work. So I don't know what that's about.
that was just in the demo, though. So maybe it's fixed in the full game. But
Yeah,
yeah,
hopefully.
I'm
All right.
I'm gonna be buying. I've got so many games I want to try and finish first. But yeah, I'll definitely be buying this before next podcasts, and I'll play it.
All right. Cool.
There's a lot of really good games coming out, which we're going to talk about towards the end of this
Yeah. Too many. Too
podcast.
many games.
Too many, yeah.
All right. So you played Riven. This is my Riven video.
Yes, I did. This is a game that I started trying to play before with the Quest 3, and I just could not get it to look nice at all in the headset.
Uh-huh.
So I ended up giving up on it. And then something we'll talk about later is that I bought the adapter for the PSVR2 so that I can play it on PC. And now with the adapter and with using Reshade, and I've managed to get the game to look nice, so I'm enjoying it.
Did
I'm
you
playing it.
change the anti-aliasing settings in like the INI file or anything?
No, I
Okay.
haven't messed around with any of that. I played
All right.
around with a load of different settings because the game has DLSS,
Mm-hmm.
which the game actually looks better without it, but the problem is that performance is really bad without it.
Yep.
So I kind of had to use DLSS
Oh.
just to get it to run. I mean, with your 4090, you'll probably get this thing running really nice.
Oh, I had
To me,
DLSS off, and no, I definitely had performance issues the whole time.
yeah, it's a heavy game. Like if you
Yeah.
haven't got a high-end PC, I don't think you should try and play this. Because I cranked up the resolution to 4K per eye, and then I had DLSS off, and it looked like incredible, like so sharp. Look, just like really beautiful game. I was getting like 10 frames per second or something. It was just really, really rough for
Hmm.
me. And I've got a 3080, sorry, and my CPU's old as well. Like it's definitely a bottleneck in this game. So, but yeah, I'm running like 3,800 by 3,900 or something per eye,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got DLSS on, and I've got a reshade. I'm using reshade to add some sharpening and a few things on medium, a few things on high, and yeah, it's just performance is like on the edge of playable. Sometimes sometimes it gets a bit rough, but majority of the time it's fine.
Is this
But yeah,
video
it's a
spoil?
really
Is this video spoiling shit right now for you?
May.
No.
No,
Have
I
you?
don't. I mean, I don't really care about spoilers that much, to be honest. But I mean, if some people might not want to see it,
Well, have you already been to this part?
no, I've not been there yet.
Oh shit!
It's
Damn.
fine. I don't care.
All right.
I'll get
Well,
to experience it myself.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think that I really liked Mist, which was the first one, and I will say that this feels a lot harder than Mist.
Yeah.
Like the puzzles feel a bit more obtuse. Like you really have to like, just play around with stuff in the environment and poke and prod things. And sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of like fumbling my way through the game rather than like figuring things out because there's just so much shit all over the place which you can just like do things with. It's hard to know sometimes like, am I supposed to be here yet? Should I be somewhere else first? can I solve this puzzle now? Do I need to be somewhere else to figure something else out before I can be here? So there's a lot of like walking around, looking at the environments, thinking this looks really good, but I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing. Which I'm not a massive fan of in puzzle games. I prefer the Myst game because that was like you go to a place, you know that everything you need is in the area, and
Mm-hmm.
you just need to figure out what you need to do. Whereas this one feels like there's so many different places you could go to.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do I need to be over? Like it could be like over really far over one way, and then it's like, well, do I need to be maybe somewhere else? Then you go somewhere else, and you can open up and go somewhere else, and it's not as enjoyable as Myst for the puzzles, but visually it's more impressive, I would say. And I'm finding just the visual side of things and the level design and the environments is enough to keep me wanting to keep playing it just to see the rest of it. But I'm not enjoying it as much as a puzzle game. I'm not enjoying it as much as Myst,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I knew you'd like the visuals, definitely. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a really big open world, and it's overwhelming
Yeah,
because you just don't know what do I need to do now. And
yeah. Because you
you,
gave me a hint just to get. I opened the
yeah,
start of the game and I was like, I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing, and then
yeah,
you gave me a hint which got me just like going, and now I'm figuring things out and I'm going to different places. But like, visually, it's more interesting than Myst. Like
yeah,
just the
definitely.
environment's so cool, and there's so many different things in the environment. Like I went through this. I don't know. It's so cool, like the way that they've designed this game. Like there was this thing that was spinning, and then when you press a button, if you time the button, it opens it up into like
Yeah,
this pod, and then you get in the pod, and then it transports you to this place where you're in space, and now you're on these ladders that are floating in space. It's like it's so crazy, like the environments that it just keeps you wanting to like explore and see what else the game has. But it's just hard to figure out what you need to do.
yeah. Do you want me to tell you anything about that weird spinning thing that you in the area that you went into, the space looking area?
I mean, I connected like I got this ladder thing that moved me
Uh-huh.
across to this other platform, and then I fired a laser thing across to the other platform, and then I was like, I don't know what else I need to do. So then I just went back through and back to where
Yeah.
I came from. So
Yeah, you'll find a lot more
yeah,
of those spinning things, and you do the same thing, and you'll see what it does. Um, what
yeah.
he got stuck on, he was talking about, I got stuck in the exact same spot. I was watching somebody else play the game, and then they didn't get stuck there. They figured it out. I was like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. I was kind of pissed off. Were you a little bit pissed off at that
I
part?
wasn't pissed off. It was just like it was just so. It's like one of those things because the environments are so realistic,
Hmm.
and they haven't done any sort of effort to like make things stand out. Where it's like this thing you can interact with. You know, like
Exactly.
some games where they like make it obvious, like you can interact with this thing,
Yeah.
but you can't
Yeah.
do everything else. Like the game looks so realistic to the point where there are things you can interact with that just blend into the environment so well that you wouldn't
Yeah.
even know that you can even touch it. It's like
The,
unless you kind of like just start poking and prodding everything, there are things which you just don't know whether you should be able to interact with them or not,
well,
which I don't like
here's how you
personally.
know. If you put your hand on the interactable thing, your hand will turn orange. And
Oh,
that's
right,
the only
that's
way to
cool.
know. So you basically have to put your hand
Okay.
on everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh
yeah.
s-
It's good, but it's not as good as Mist. It's like
yeah.
visually it's better, but its gameplay is not as good.
Yeah, I beat this game, but I had to look up a lot of shit. So if you try to go all the way through this, I will be shocked if you don't need more help.
Yeah, I'll definitely need help.
Yeah.
I've got a bit further. Like I know, I finished the game because I ran out of time, and I was like, I already know where I need to go next. So
Hmm.
I'm kind of on my way, going places and doing things.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, but I'm definitely going to get to a point where I'm going to be like, okay, I need a hint from you
Yeah.
again because that
Yeah.
first hint was what I needed to get me started. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go to the next one. System Shock. So this is a UEVR game. System Shock. This is like a remake of the original, which I don't know when it came out. Did it come out in the 90s, like 96 or something? I never played the
Yeah, it's an
original,
old game.
but
No, I
like
never played the original.
apparently people are like all about it.
People rave about the original game.
Yeah. Uh, we're watching a video of Ian Higton. Is that his name? He's just
Yeah,
going through like the cut. Like this isn't a cutscene. This is like real time. You're in the scene, and there's this character talking to you and stuff, and you can look around. But now, okay, on the video now, he's in the actual level. So there's a mod by this guy named Ashok. Ashok used to make Resident Evil mods that you could apply to the Prey Dog mods. So like when
yeah,
when those Resident Evil mods first came out, there were issues where like there was lots of head bob, and Ashok released a mod that took out the head bob, but then Prey Dog eventually took out the head bob himself, so you didn't need the Ashok mod anymore. But Ashok made this mod, and yeah, I tried it without Ashok's mod, and I tried it with Ashok's mod. Yeah, Ashok's mod definitely makes it way more playable, but I still had lots of trouble playing this
yeah,
because you have to point your cursor at these items like to pick them up. But see, like if you look, okay, in this video, he's getting them the cursor to turn orange while he's actually pointing to the items. In my video, I don't know how he fixed that. I was having to point like above them. It might
right.
be there was a recent release of Ashok's mod, like an update. Maybe he improved that, but when I played, I couldn't actually point at an item. I had to, point like a foot above the item to actually interact with it. And I was just really
Yeah,
struggling with the controls a lot. There was a couple times where I was playing where I just got stuck in one spot and couldn't move at all. And I saw in his latest release he fixed that issue where it might have been like if you click the left stick, you just get stuck and then you just can't move anymore. And he fixed it. This has motion controls so that you can swing a like a pipe, like that pipe right there, and hurt enemies with it. Like you swing, but I don't think it doesn't actually like track your actual controller. Like it's just gonna okay. So if you move your hand, the whole model of the arms moves.
yeah,
So it's really just like the graphics from the flat game, and if you swing, it registers as like a swing in the flat game, basically. So that's what's happening
yeah.
here. I played it for like an hour, and I fought with the controls. It wasn't working great for me, but I was reading some people saying like this is the best VR, one of the best VR games ever. And I'm thinking
Mm.
maybe these were like System Shock fanboys or something.
Yeah,
And
I mean, some people, the main thing for them is they just want to play these like games and they don't really care how it feels. Like as long as they can play it in VR
mhm,
and they're not like this is annoying me. Like they'll just ignore a lot of flaws.
yeah.
I just can't do that personally. Like if I'm fighting with the controls, then it's just not enjoyable for me.
And so they probably already beat this game flat, so they understand all the menus and shit. There are all these little
Yeah,
uh, quick item bars, and then there's another menu where you have all these items in it, and I just didn't understand how it all worked. And like
yeah.
trying to use them with the motion controls, it was too confusing for me. But if you're familiar with this game, you probably would be okay.
It's one of those immersive sim type games. So there's a lot of like I don't know if I enjoy these games that much where they're so detailed in everything. You can pick up every single item and do stuff with everything, like sell it and craft things with it, and it's like really complex systems with
Yeah,
inventory systems, and I just find that stuff kind of gets annoying after a while.
yeah. I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to find if he ever opened that menu I was talking about, but it doesn't look like it. I didn't get wherever he is right now. I didn't get to any of this, so I don't even know what this is. This part. But I mean,
Yeah,
I might go back into it and try it again with the updated mod and see what happens. I don't know.
it's cool that it exists, and it's cool that you can do it. It's just, yeah, it's just sometimes like most, and I don't know, like a lot of mods, like if like Prey Dogs mods and stuff, are really amazing, but then they still never feel like 100% native VR games. There's always some jank and issues with them, and I guess you've just got to understand that before you try any of these things.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be like a native VR game. It's always going to be a bit jank and a bit. There's always going to be bits where like cutscenes where your camera moves around and you can see parts of your body you shouldn't be seeing and things like that.
All right, so we'll go to your next game, EAWRC.
Oh, did I put? I thought I'd taken that off.
Oh, you didn't? You want to not talk about it then?
I mean, I haven't actually played it. That's the thing. I've literally. It was just like the Riven where I couldn't get it to look nice in the Quest 3 over the link cable. I finally managed to get it looking nice with the PSVR2 and with reshade and stuff. So I'm going to play some of this and we'll talk about it next month. But
okay,
yeah, I haven't actually played it yet.
Okay, so we'll go to. We'll just do your PSVR2 since you just talked about it. PSVR2 PC Adapter.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've talked about it before on this podcast. How I just don't like the Quest 3 with the link cable. I just find it clunky. I'm always having to fuck about with updates or something doesn't quite work right. I've had loads of issues with sound crackling or completely disconnecting to the point where I'd have to reduce the super sampling down to a point where I'm like not even running that high resolution. I'm running like 2000 by 2800 by something per eye, and I can't go higher than that because if I do, then the sound cuts out, and I'm just finding it really limited with the link cable. And I wanted to potentially go wireless, so I bought a wireless. I literally bought a Wi-Fi 6E router, but then every time I wanted to play VR, I was like, I knew that I would have to spend time setting all that up, and then I'd have to have this big router with all the antennas sat in my office. So I just never got around to setting it up basically and trying out the wireless thing, which I'm sure if I did, I'd probably enjoy the Quest 3 more because I think you can run like. Well, it's weird how you can somehow run way higher resolution wirelessly than you can with the cable. I mean, it just makes no sense, but
well,
for whatever reason,
Josh changed all the settings to make it higher res, but whenever I've tried to do that with the link cable, yeah, my sound gets all screwed up, and
yeah, it sounds constantly cutting out.
Yeah, I can't use the link cable, so yeah, I just use virtual desktop.
It's just like with the Quest cable, like with the link cable, it's kind of like Velcroed at the back, and the Velcro seems to come undone for me all the time. So like I'm trying to play, and then it'll like the cable will come loose, and then I've got the wire cable like hanging down on my left. I've got external wired headphones, which I've got the cable hanging down in front of me, and it just doesn't feel like with the index. I could literally just slip the index on. I've got the headphones set up, everything's done. It's a wired connection. I can crank up the resolution as much as I want, and I just missed that for the PC. As a PC headset. So then I decided to try out the adapter for the PSVR2, which, if you don't know what that is, basically Sony have officially released an adapter which lets you connect the PSVR2 to PC and use it as a PC VR headset, and it's a direct, display. It's a direct display port connection. It's literally not compressed. It's like an actual. It's like an index or any sort of headset that's directly connected to your display port. There's no messing around with USB connections and all this bullshit. Yeah, it just works, and I'm actually really happy with it. The other thing I will say is that unless you've got a really good built-in Bluetooth with your computer, you're going to want to get a dongle, Bluetooth dongle, and do not get the TP-Link. I got the TP-Link one, and I had a lot of connection issues with the controllers disconnecting all the time. I ended up getting an Asus BT500, and now it works fine. I've never had a single connection problem. And apparently, as well, if you connect the Bluetooth dongle to a USB 3 connection, you get like dropouts, weird dropouts with it. I don't know why. So you have to connect it to a USB 2 connector, not a USB 3.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned that while I was trying to figure out my connection problems. And the best way to do it as well is to get like an extender so that you can extend the dongle out so that it's near you where your play space is, rather than being away from it. And but yeah, it's still not plug and play like like an index or something where you just plug it in and everything's there. You still have to buy a dongle and make sure you get the right dongle, buy an extender. But it's another PC VR headset option, which is not like really expensive. I mean, they're still over £500, but it's it's a good headset. It's got 4K OLED displays. It's got really good built-in audio, which I actually really like. They're earbuds, but they're obviously built into the headset, and you've even got like a little holder for them, so you can tuck them away and have them out of your way. So when you put the headset on, you just like pull them out and put them in your ears. And the only thing I said before about when I talked about PSVR2, you definitely need the global cluster head strap, because the default head strap is dog shit. So again, just like with the Quest 3, you don't use the default strap. You need to get an aftermarket one. But yeah, I like
I've
it. I
heard
think
people
it's
talk about how great the colors are and the contrast versus Quest 3. Do you think it's that big of a difference?
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually genuinely do. I mean, I'm not really that fussed about this stuff, but like as soon as I put head Subside on, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, this
Hmm.
looks like surprisingly better. Um, it's just like any game that has like vivid colors
Mm-hmm.
looks really nice with the PSVR2. Like Subside's a perfect example of that, because you've got like the blue water. Yeah, it's immediate. It's immediately like pops in compared to the Quest 3. It looks really, really nice. Um, yeah, I tried Red Matter 2 because I'd heard that was a really good one for the PSVR 2, and again, it's like you've got the reds with the blue and the space like blacks, and yeah, the OLED screens are really nice, and it does look really, really good. I don't even, for some reason, I don't even see the Miura. Like I'm barely seeing it on PC, whereas I notice it more like on native PSVR2 um,
Hmm.
games. Don't know why. Maybe it's because the HDR is not active, so the screens aren't quite as bright or something. I don't know, but
The Recentered guys said they thought the PSVR 2 looked a little bit blurrier than the Quest 3. And I don't know if that would, I guess Muro wouldn't matter for that. That wouldn't affect, I don't know.
I mean, it's probably the lenses. I mean, it's because obviously you're using was it Fresnel? I was saying it wrong before. Is it the Fresnel lenses, whatever you call them? Not
Fresnel, yeah,
Fresnel.
the
It's
PSVR 2 has
Fresnel.
Fresnel
Yeah,
and Quest 3 has Pancake, but so you think because of the Fresnel lenses, that's making it blurrier. Okay.
probably. I mean, I'll be honest. I know some people say once you go to pancake lenses, you can't go back, but people were saying that about wireless. They were like, "Oh, once you go wireless, you can't go back to wired." And I've I played wired. I played wirelessly with the Quest 3, and I play wired with PSVR 2, and I have no problems with a wire. To be honest with you, and I have no problems going back and using Fresnel lenses. Like
Yeah.
I find
Okay.
I find the lenses in the PSVR 2 better than the Quest 2 lenses. I hated the Quest 2 lenses. I find them once you've got them in the sweet spot, like the edge to edge clarity is not far away from the index, and
Mm-hmm.
the field of view is bigger as well. Like I've noticed in between the Quest 3 and the PSVR 2, the field of view is bigger on the PSVR 2 as well. So there's that side of things which is going for it.
Once you get your router set up and get that working with virtual desktop, I'll be really curious how you compare the Quest 3 versus PSVR 2.
Yeah, I do need to test that out and try it, because I mean there'll be some games that maybe the Quest 3 would look better in, and there'll be some games that the PSVR 2 will look better in.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, like I say, anything with like really nice vivid colors, the PSVR 2 really shines.
Yeah.
It really pops in the headset and looks really impressive. So I guess, I mean, like Subside to me looks better with the PSVR2. If I'm, I'm running. Like I said, I mean, when I first went into the game, I was running 200% super sampling on Steam VR, and that I didn't realize it was doing this, and it was like 4.5 by 4.5K per
Yeah,
eye.
200% super sampling. I'm only doing 100.
Yeah, and I was like, this thing looks insane, but performance is really a
Yeah.
problem. And I was like, I didn't understand, but it looked like so sharp and so clear, and the colors and everything. It was like, this looks incredible. Yeah, I'm running at 100% now, so I'm at like 3,500 by 3,500 by default. And sometimes, like with the Riven, I've cranked it up a little bit just to get it a bit sharper. But yeah, I just don't know. I don't know why I'm not as sensitive to the lenses as some people. But I just don't have a problem with the lenses. Like it doesn't. I use the Quest 3 for productivity for work and stuff, and they're great. But it's not a problem for me to go back to the PSVR 2. And my PSVR 2 is my preferred PC VR headset now. It's what I'll be using for most games
For now,
going forward.
you haven't tried wireless though.
I'll try it. Like I say,
Mm-hmm.
I'll try it when I get time to
Mm-hmm.
mess around with it and set it up. I will try the wireless because I am curious. I don't like compared to link cable Quest 3, the PSVR 2 on PC is better for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Definitely.
The link cable isn't even an option to me. It's not even shit.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all. But yeah, I mean it's great. I really like this headset. It's comfortable. Got good audio. The audio built-in audio is really good. I find it more comfortable than the Quest 3 with the. I'm using the Quest 3 with the Kiwi design headset. I'm finding the PSVR 2 is more comfortable with this global cluster. I prefer the controllers. The haptics are way stronger. I like the controller. I don't like. I always preferred like the index controllers where you've got like you're actually gripping a full handle.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Quest 3 controllers, you never they always felt too small for me. Like if you're holding something in like a gun or something, I want to feel like I'm actually holding a full handle. Whereas with the Quest 3, it's always like the stub at the bottom is always hanging off the bottom of my hand, and yeah, and I think the tracking's also better in the PSVR 2 tracking because it's you got the bars around it. I feel the tracking's better than the Quest 3. Whereas I
Oh,
find
really?
the Quest 3 because it's not got the bars anymore,
Mm-hmm.
the rings is
The rings.
problematic. Like I have
Hmm.
problems with the like if you like pull your hands together with the Quest 3,
Yeah.
like to do like two-handed gun, it will sometimes start to drift off because you literally can't see the controls at all because you've covered them up.
Okay.
So I think in some ways they went back in traffic tracking with the Quest 3 compared to
Yeah.
the Quest 2.
All right. Anything else?
No, I just think
Oh,
it's good. I
okay.
like it. I'm surprised I would like it as much as I do. To be honest.
Hmm. Okay. I'll go to another UEVR game, Evil West. So this is like a one of these third person 3D kind of brawler games. Like it's a lot of melee. It starts out. Oh wait, I'll go back. This scene right here, see that smoke coming from the train? That was something that looked weird. So I was like, let me try the see it was I had it in native stereo, so I said let me try sync sequential. And the sync sequential fixed the smoke, but then it made some other things look weird. So then I went back to native stereo because there weren't too many things that looked weird and I didn't change
Yeah,
any other setting. I just loaded straight into it. Didn't use a profile. This is one of those games.
yeah,
Yeah, you could just load in and not have to do anything. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, it's a brawler melee game. Let me go to some.
yeah.
You're
You've got
did you
as
play
well,
it?
didn't you? No, it's
Okay.
got co-op. It's got two-player
Oh, it
co-op.
does. Oh.
Mm.
And I did get a gun though. So you do get guns, and but it's not. I don't know. It's just not really my type of game. These I've just never.
Right.
I don't know why. So I like 2D beat 'em ups, but I don't like 3D beat 'em ups, and I don't know why. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't
You
know.
you, you just like tap. the button over and over, which is what you do in a 2D beat 'em up. But I don't know. I guess it reminds me of my childhood, the 2D beat 'em ups. I'm fast forwarding. Oh, it's a lot like Devil May Cry, like that type of shit. And I've just never been into that. I've never been into Bayonetta, any of those types of games. You get all these, stylish special moves and all this stuff.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind of like an old schooly kind of Gears of War type thing where it's like a linear person you're shooting, but you've also got melee, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm interested because it's got the co-op, like two player. You can play through the entire game,
Oh, the
two
whole
player
game.
co-op, which I think
Huh.
yeah could make it more fun.
Yeah, so a lot of times you'll be in a
Yeah,
little, it takes you to like a little arena and you have just to fight a bunch of enemies. Then you go to the next arena. It's kind of like that type of thing. Which I felt like kind of Metal Hellsinger was the same type of thing. I felt like I was just going to arena from arena to arena, kind of.
yeah. I
But I
think that's
guess
it. Kind of is like that.
a lot of games are that type of thing. I mean, that's just kind of how a lot of games just how the gameplay
Yeah, you
works.
go to an area, you clear the enemies from an area, move forward. It's kind of like a lot of games
Yeah,
have
I
that
prefer
structure.
games where the whole level is available. So like I could backtrack if I wanted to, like maybe all the way back and retreat basically if I'm scared of the enemy or something instead of being stuck in like a circular arena. I don't know.
Yeah,
It just feels more free. So this part is where you get introduced, I guess, to like the first time you see a big enemy, and I don't know. It's type. I never. You know what? I've been wanting to get into the Batman games. I tried Batman Asylum, whatever the hell it's called.
Arkham
You like,
Asylum.
yeah, back when that first came out, and I couldn't get into that. But I
I
was
think
thinking
that's a great game.
maybe I need to try that again, like to get ready for
Yeah,
the Quest game.
I mean that's an old game now, but
Yeah,
people say that City's the better of the three. I personally prefer the last one, which one was the last one? Was it Night? Arkham Knight? I can't remember which one it
Origins
was called.
is Origins the
No,
last one.
Origins was like wasn't the main a main game.
Oh, okay.
Uh, it was still one of the things, but it was a different developer. But yeah, the trilogy was Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then I think it was Arkham Knight or something. I can't remember. But you get the Batmobile basically, and you drive around the city in the Batmobile and stuff. It's cool.
Oh, here's where you get a revolver. I just remembered what it is. So this is a game where the combat is the focus, and that's not my type of game. Combat for me has always been like something I do in between exploring. I want to explore. And that's the whole
Right.
thing I like about gaming. And that's just not what this type of game is. There's um so like a game like Half-Life I loved, that was like mostly exploring, I feel like. And then there'd be combat here and there.
Yeah, I mean these games generally like they'll have a bit in between combat, but you kind of like just you shimmy along a ledge and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
drop down a thing, and there's not really much to it. It's just it's basically just a filler between from you getting to another section of fighting, really,
Yeah.
rather than
And
anything good.
I want the combat to be the filler. That's how, so it's like the opposite.
Yeah,
That's basically so like what Lost Legacy I talked about last month. That game is mostly exploration, so I love that. And
yeah,
actually, once you have to like fight in that game, I'm like, fuck, not again. I'm just annoyed by it. I don't know why.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm like that.
I mean, everyone's different. Everyone
Yeah,
likes different things. So
yeah. But then there's Subside, which is all exploration, and that bores me too. So I just can't be pleased. I don't know.
there's got to be. Well, I mean, I agree with you. There's got to be a blend.
Yeah, you need
But
to blend.
Subside is good, but it is literally just like a scavenger hunt game in the
Yeah.
underwater. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a balance. But
Okay. Do you? I don't. Do you have another game? I don't think you have another game. So
No, you can just go through the rest of the UEVR stuff now.
Okay, so The Quarry. I normally don't like cutscenes, uh, but this game, and it's basically all cutscenes. This game. Let's see, and the graphics are great. Obviously, he's getting up inside this girl's face. Um, it's just like it's basically an interactive movie, and the
Yeah,
facial animations are extremely
yeah, this co-op.
impressive. Yeah, I didn't think I would like this, but I looked it up and it's like 10 or 12 hours long. I was like, "Oh my god." I th- I think I could make it all the way through this because they do give you opportunities to control the character.
Right.
Okay, let's get so this is just this is a scene where you just watch them in the car, and there are like sometimes there'll be little quick time actions, quick time events like you have to swerve the car in time, and I guess the story diverges down different paths based on what you do.
Yeah, I mean the big thing with these is literally like you're choosing these options, and the options you choose literally will change the
Oh yeah.
story. So if you make decisions, and like the decisions will come up, like you'll have literally like seconds to make a decision, and the big thing that I didn't like about it is that I'm trying to like just watch the thing, and then because I'm just so relaxed because I'm barely doing anything, all of a sudden it'll be like, here's a decision. I'm like, oh shit, and then before I've even had a chance to decide, I've not decided, and then it'll just like skip along, and then yeah, I've like missed my chance to do
uh,
something. So
so you want
that
them to
was the
give you
thing
a
that
little bit
annoyed
more
me.
warning.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just give me a warning that something's gonna happen. I don't want to sit there the entire time I'm in this game, like,
Yeah.
having to wait. Like, oh shit, I need to be alert because I might need to decide something within a couple of seconds. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess that's how these games are. But that did not
Yeah.
bother you then? Or,
I only played it for 45 minutes or an hour, so I had my hand on the controller ready to go. So
all right, yeah,
I didn't relax or anything.
yeah,
So um so here's a part where you control this girl and you like have a flashlight, and I thought that was cool. Let's
yeah,
see. Now here's a part where she actually gets to go exploring for real. And obviously it's spooky. So everything you're doing with your left analog stick is, she'll do, like she'll rotate whatever direction you're pointing. So you have real time control of her. So I don't know
yeah,
how many more scenes there are like that. Like what percent is just quick time events and what percent is where you can actually fully control the character? I don't know.
yeah. I didn't play this one. I think I played something called the Medan, something of Medan. I can't remember. It was like a Middle Eastern type environment. This one looks more like a pure horror experience where you're like in woods and shit. So
Wait, I thought you played The
um,
Quarry.
no, I realise it's not the Quarry I played because there's a series. There's like an anthology series.
Uh huh.
There's three different games, and I played a different one. It's the same
Oh,
game type, but it's just a different story.
so there's
But the
Until Dawn, and then The Quarry, and then some other game.
Until Dawn's the new one, which is, well, it's an old one which they first made, which apparently is
Yeah.
like the best one. That's actually just released on PC. But these anthology ones, they have like co-op and stuff, which me and Josh played a bit of. We were laughing a lot because in Unreal Engine VR, you can see stuff you shouldn't see. So you see a
Yeah.
lot of broken like animations and stuff, which.
Yeah.
And I thought the acting was really bad as well. Like it was like watching a bad movie with someone who can't act.
What was the name of it again?
Well, the one I played,
Yeah, the one you played.
is it like Man of Medan or something?
I don't even know what you're saying.
Medan. Man, Man
Man
of Medan.
Man of Badan.
MAN.
Okay. Man of
MAN.
Madan. All right.
Medan. MEDAN.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up while we're
Yeah, because it's the
doing.
Dark Pictures anthology. The Quarry was one of them.
I typed in "Man of Medan," which is the way we would say it over here.
Yeah.
Man of Medan.
Man,
And
can I have a man?
wait,
Oh, man.
if I put "Man of Mad," I don't see what you're talking. I see mansions.
MEDAN.
MEA.
ME. Yeah.
That
MED.
that's not showing me
I'm
anything. That's not MED. MED.
going to send you a link, right?
Okay, the
I'll
Dark
just send
Pictures
you.
anthology. Man. Okay.
Man.
There's something
Man
that's
of
there's something that's
Medan.
free. There's something that's free also.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
game.
there's a
It's a pass. Like, so if I owned it, then you could play it for free through like the pass,
okay, so yeah,
the friends
developer
pass.
Supermassive Games. Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you do that and not the Quarry?
Because I can't remember.
Hmm. Well, maybe it was really cheap.
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's what it was.
Probably it was
Because
probably on sale, or maybe Josh owned it and I got it for free through the Game Pass. I can't
okay,
remember what it was.
yeah,
But
this
yeah,
one, this Man of Medan thing is 74% rating, and
yeah,
the Quarry is 81. I guess not that much different. Okay.
yeah,
Well, I like horror. Do you like horror movies? I like horror movies, so this appeals to me.
yeah. I like horror movies.
Okay.
I think you'd probably enjoy. Was it Rush of Blood
Until
Dawn?
Dawn.
What's it called?
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn. That's apparently really good. That's
Okay.
about the best one out of the lot. So
Yeah, that has you can play that with the UEVR mod, but the problem is it's $60 probably right now. I'm not doing
well,
that.
it's just
Yeah,
released. Yeah,
yeah,
it's just kind of,
yeah. So maybe if I get through the Quarry, maybe then I can
yeah. I
play
mean, you
Until
may as well
Dawn.
play the Quarry. The Quarry.
The Quarry.
The Quarry.
Uh, and of course you can stick your head in anywhere. It's kind of weird. Okay, I didn't use any profile. I just loaded this up and went straight in. Didn't have to do anything. Native stereo, everything. But like sometimes the way the view is, it's like you're looking through the car and you feel like I like part of the car is missing, and I guess that's just
Yeah.
because the way the camera was in the flat version.
Well, it's
You
just
know.
because you shouldn't be able to look around, so you can see stuff you can't see. Like, yeah, I mean that's why it kind of breaks the playing it in VR kind of breaks the game a lot
Yeah, and when someone's
because
supposed to pop up out of nowhere and be scary, you probably see them on the left before they've even shown
yeah,
up.
you can see the triple heap or something like
Yeah,
on the side, and or you'll someone will be talking and you see that the upper body is animated, but the legs will be like all weird because
yeah,
they were off camera, so they never bothered to like animate the legs, and
yeah,
it's just so many things break it in VR to the point where it's like almost to me it wasn't even worth doing it in VR. It probably would be better just to do it on a flat screen.
Well, sometimes it amazes me how much stuff is rendered well that isn't even on the screen. So I'm like, why does that even look good? Because maybe in the flat game, maybe later in that scene they showed that, so they rendered it anyway. But it seems like that seems kind of like performance expensive to show that thing over there. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. There
So
are times where things are rendered way like you would never see it, and then there are times where obviously they've rendered the absolute bare minimum to the point where if you look
yeah,
around, everything else is just broken mess. So.
yeah. But in this game, I think looking around, like all 360 degrees, like everything was rendered well. Like everything looked. I
Yeah,
think. Um. So anyway, I'll go to the next one. High on Life. This is another UEVR game. I got a free key from Raj. Also, Fluke. So thank you to
yeah,
him. And
nice.
the Recentered podcast.
They were
This is
best
one of those
friends.
squanch games. It starts out. This scene is how it starts. It's really. This part I thought was
Yeah,
fun. It was really funny. Oh, so you played this?
I've played some of this in UEVR. Yeah,
Yeah. And this guy talking to you is your like divorce attorney.
it
And
was hilarious.
yeah,
Made me laugh. This was the funniest part of the entire game for me. It's like
exactly. This
when
is the
it's
only part I
when it
liked.
yeah, this was the only part I laughed at.
Yeah.
The rest of it, for some reason, I didn't find it funny at all. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really liked Trover Saves the Universe. I thought that was funny. This game, for some reason, I just didn't find it humorous. In fact, I found it annoying. Like some
Did
of
you
the
beat it?
dialogue. No, I got a few hours in, but I just got fed up with it. I just wasn't enjoying it that much. So
Okay, so as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, now you're seeing the actual 3D environments. So before you're just playing on this like 2D screen, and now you're sitting there and you're a kid and your sister's on your bed and she starts snorting coke. It's like, holy shit, this is going to be a wild game.
yeah,
Um, so you go through and there's, I don't know, what is it, an alien invasion or something,
yeah,
basically, and crazy shit happens. You get this little gun that talks and it won't stop fucking talking. This gun talks nonstop, and I think it's Justin
yeah,
Roiland's voice.
yeah. It is.
So it's basically the character Morty. It's the guy that does his voice. So it's this really annoying kind of voice the whole time.
Yeah.
And I played it for like an hour, and I just like you were saying, nothing was funny ever again, and I just
Yeah,
kind of lost interest.
exactly. It's trying to be funny, but I just didn't find it funny. And it's like I
Yeah,
say, I was expecting because I found Trover Saves the Universe was actually genuinely funny at
yeah,
times.
and
Um,
accounting and accounting plus. Those made me laugh.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, for somehow this just completely missed it for me. So
Yeah, if somebody beat this, let us know if this gets much funnier. Because I mean, I'll go back in if there's something worth seeing.
the problem is like the shooting stuff like is very like meh. It's not really like
Yeah,
amazing. And you don't like get loads and loads of guns. You get a knife that talks, and then there's a shotgun type gun that talks, and yeah, I don't know. It just didn't hit. It just didn't hit right for me.
yeah. The
It
knife
wasn't.
is just a psycho that wants to kill everybody, and I was like, they were trying to be funny with that, but it wasn't okay. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
funny
it
for some
wasn't.
reason.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I can't explain it because, like I say, I really expected. I liked Trevor Says the Universe's humor, and I was expecting similar, and this wasn't hit.
It has nice graphics, and it's sort of like a cartoony cyberpunk when you get into that little
Yeah,
alien world where I'm going.
I bet this would look amazing at PSVR too.
Yeah, because yeah, look at
The
on the
colors and
screen right
everything.
now how colorful and this is.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I was
I'm gonna be
walking
one of
around
them annoying
talking to the people
people.
here, and like none of them were saying anything funny either. What were you gonna
Yeah.
say?
Said I'm gonna be one of those annoying people you see on Reddit that every time a game comes out, I'm gonna play this on PSVR2 for the inky blacks and the vivid colors.
Yeah.
It's like,
Uh,
you've seen those people that they
oh
always have
yeah.
to comment on the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this game with this headset because of this thing
Yeah.
that's really good. Oh,
So
okay.
I had a Vive and a Rift CV1, and then I went from that to a Index, and at no point did I miss the OLED colors or the contrast, like at all.
Yeah, but
So
you
I've
haven't
never.
played a PSVR2
That's
with
true. I
the
haven't.
inky blacks.
That's true. The inky blacks.
It, it has the
I've
inky
never
black.
given a shit about the blacks. I'm talking about the color.
If you get true blacks,
True
and you
blacks.
get vivid. It's true black because an LCD can't actually do black. It can only do
Yeah, I know, but I
shades of
don't
gray.
care. I don't know. I don't care. I've never even like looked
You
at.
should.
I've never looked at a color black in a game and been like, oh, that's too gray. It doesn't even register to me. I don't know why.
It doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. I mean, it's one of those things that I didn't expect to notice as much as I did.
Uh
I mean,
huh.
just the blacks don't really affect me that way. It's just the vivid colors of the. Like one thing I noticed with Gran Turismo 7 is just like if there's a car that's like a bright yellow or a deep blue or something,
Uh huh.
it just looks really good in the PSVR 2. Like if it's just a no, if a game's got like just normal like muted colors, PSVR 2 doesn't really look that much better than anything else, really.
Okay. So I don't know if I'm gonna go back to this. I will if somebody tells me that it's worth going back to. But I was fighting all these like I don't know, what were they? Ants, all these ant enemies, and it was just I don't know, kind of boring. And
Yeah, I got quite far in it,
okay.
and then I just stopped. I was like, this game's gonna get better soon. Like, you know what I mean? Just keep playing it and playing it.
Yeah. Cuz yeah, you have high expectations for the comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't hitting. So, because the
Uh,
the combat's literally very repetitive as well, because you have the same very few guns.
mhm.
You're just doing the same thing over and over, like just shoot, 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 throw them up into the air, shoot, shoot, shoot.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I tried it with the
it's not
3
as good as
DOF, so I was shooting at them with 3 DOF controls too.
yeah,
And
that's
that
what I was
worked.
doing.
Yeah, that worked fine. I didn't bother trying with like a 6 DOF profile or anything. But
Yeah,
I'm sure they exist. Okay.
probably.
Next one is I don't know how you pronounce this. Gracia, I guess. This is cool because what
This.
this is, it's Gaussian splatting, which
Oh, I've heard about this. Yeah,
yeah. So it's
okay, briefly.
basically 6 DOF photos, 3D photos that look really real. So you remember that
Yeah,
Google Welcome to Light Fields?
yeah, which looked really blurry in low res.
Yeah, it's like that except you can walk totally around the thing, 360 degrees
Yeah,
and look at it. And so like this is sort of like photogrammetry, but it looks better. Photogrammetry often looks all weird,
yeah.
and that's like photogrammetry. That's what we had like in early days in VR, and I guess this is the new thing, this Gaussian splatting thing. So a lot of like usually the center of the picture looks really good, and then the things around it all start to look really weird, like toward the edges.
Yeah.
But I thought this was really impressive, and people can upload their own pictures. Like you can take your own. I don't know. I'm not sure how you do it, but you can take your own pictures and upload them to this Gracia
Is
thing.
it free?
Yeah, it's free.
Well, it's
Yep.
on Steam, is it?
Yeah, it's on Steam. There's no. I didn't see
Gracia.
any video. Like this trailer shows video. I didn't see that. I don't know if that really is a thing you can do.
Gracia.
Obviously, I went to that girl and I checked her
Yeah,
out from all angles, of course. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Obviously.
yeah,
I mean, you know what this is going to get used for. So.
exactly, exactly. I'm sure they don't allow porn to be uploaded to their Gracia app.
Not this one, but they're going to use
Yeah,
this technology for.
yeah, they probably already have, probably. So yeah, I recommend checking this out. It's cool. A guy in
I'm
your
installing it
Discord,
right now.
a guy in your Discord, up he was showed he did a video of a Gaussian splat he did of his room, and I thought it looked good.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
I don't know if he used this to do it. I'm not sure how you actually make your own. I don't know how that works.
I think it depends on which you can. I think you can do this stuff with like iPhones and stuff, can you? I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, yeah. I mean, we all know why we're interested in it, though.
Exactly. For photos of my kid. That's why.
Obviously, yeah.
Yes. All right. Next thing, Vendetta Forever. This is a demo. I don't think the game's out.
No,
I heard a lot about it. Then I
it's
tried the
Wednesday.
demo, and I can't play this. I am
Why?
I am terrible at it. I couldn't get past the first level. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I tried multiple times, and I was like, all right, this is just a memorization game, and I just totally lost interest, and I don't think I ever want to play this again.
Wow.
Yeah, I really don't like it. Like I'm strongly against this game based on my experience with the
Interesting.
demo. Yeah, because it's way too fast, and
Yeah, but
I
you can slow it down though. You don't have to go fast if you don't want.
um. But what if the gun? Wait, so the gun can go on the ground? Well, like okay, you take the gun and you have to react really fast, and that's what I don't like. Like once you have the gun,
Right.
there's a guy. There were so many times where there were guys directly behind me, and I didn't know they were there. or to my sides, and I had
Right.
no fucking clue. And the only way is you have to die a bunch of times and remember where they all are, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So that pissed me off a lot.
Yeah.
I sucked.
I didn't play
I
this
also thought it
enough
was
to
really.
see that.
Say it again.
This is the one that I tried at Gamescom, and I didn't.
Okay.
I never actually finished it myself, so
You didn't
I
get
was
the.
just.
Oh, you never got the demo. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, try the demo. I guess you're way better at this than me.
I'll
I'm
try it.
terrible.
I'll have to give it a go. Is it on
Okay.
Steam or only?
Oh, this is a Quest only thing, I think, for now.
Is it?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Well, that sucks.
I'm not. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Yeah, on
What's it called? V is for Vendetta.
it's Vendetta Forever. V for Vendetta is a movie.
Okay.
uh, it was very
Vendetta.
aliased, actually, and I was very surprised because I mean it's a damn new game, and this is a Quest 3. This shit isn't graphically intensive. It shouldn't be aliased at all. But
Yeah.
for me, it was really aliased.
Hmm.
But maybe if you
Interesting.
use Quest Games Optimizer with it, maybe then that fixes it.
Oh yeah, it's not coming to Steam. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Maybe it's.
These companies still don't do Steam
It does say
for whatever
captured on
reason.
PC on the video
They could bring it to PC. They just don't. Do you
because
know who
they
does
got
bring
paid.
the games to PC? Do
What'd you say?
you know which studio does bring all the games to
Flat
every
to
platform?
VR.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
exactly. Yeah,
Because we're enthusiasts and we're not just in it for the money.
exactly. Well, that's why I'll buy your games, but not this game.
Cool.
Okay. Speaking of flat to VR, here's a list I made of upcoming games, and your
A lot.
trombone champ on flattened is in here. Q4. Do you happen to
Yep.
know anything more than that?
I know. I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. So
It's this
you
year though. That's all I'll
okay?
say.
Metal Hellsinger already came out, and the next game we have released is Arizona Sunshine Remake on October 17th.
Not
We already
interested
talked.
in playing that.
You are or aren't?
No.
I'm not either. We already talked about that, I think, last month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Starship Troopers Continuum is a new announcement. That's October 17th, but I think it's Quest and PSVR2 only, and the trailer does not look very
Looks
good.
bad.
It does not look
No.
very good. I'll show it right now.
And the company have just announced they've laid off like almost all the staff. So
Yeah. Do you think they lost too much money
obviously,
from that Hitman game, and that's why?
probably. I mean, the game flopped hard on the Quest 3, the Hitman 3 Quest port.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like got really bad reviews and everyone's shitting on it. And then they released this trailer and everyone's shitting on this trailer. So the company is just missing after game after game. And they keep getting these big IPs. I don't know how they're doing it. Like they had the Zombieland game. They had obviously the Hitman. They did. They've got this Star Troopers game. And they don't seem to be able to know how to make a fucking game. So, like, how are they getting all these IPs without any sort of proven track record? I don't know how they're doing it.
They're putting all of their budget into the IPs and then not into the actual game. I guess I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to get straight to the gameplay parts.
But
Yeah,
you'll struggle because there's like such a
yeah,
small amount of gameplay in this video.
yeah. It just looks like Half-Life 2 to me, where you fight the ant lions. I
Well,
actually,
it's not Troopers, but
yeah, I never saw the movie.
really,
Never saw the movie. No,
wow, it's a really good movie. You
I
should
saw
watch
the
it.
shower scene. That's the only thing I've seen.
I think we talked about this before. Yeah, you
I
should
think
definitely
so.
watch the movie.
Yeah,
It's a really good film.
I think I looked up the shower scene, and so that's all I know about it. Yeah, I guess I'll try to watch it. But like, the thing I don't like the most about Half-Life 2 is the fucking ant lions. I've never liked the ant lions,
Yeah,
and that's probably all this game is, ant lions, basically.
most of it will be killing those
Yeah,
antlion type creatures. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we'll go to back to this upcoming games thing. Batman Arkham Shadow, October 22nd. Any of these ones we've already shown the trailer for, I'm not bothering showing again. Metro Awakening, November 7th. Then November
It's got a
21st.
release date now. Yeah.
Yeah. Then November 21st, The Thrill of the Fight 2. We got a new trailer for this. So let's show that. This is going to be Quest, and it's going to have multiplayer.
The Quest only.
I think so. I'm not sure.
It was a big hit on the PC, the first one. It
Yeah.
was one of the early VR games, which like
It might be a time.
when
Maybe it's a time thing. Let me go look at Steam to see if there's anything.
I mean, I don't know if I'm that interested in a boxing game though, because like once I've played a little bit of it, you've kind of played the entire game. You just punching people in VR.
Okay, The Thrill of the Fight 2 is not on Steam.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's fun to fight your friends. I remember we fought in that shitty
Oh yeah,
that shitty
that was
game, and I
hilarious.
was laughing the
Yeah,
whole time. I think I was
yeah.
laughing because your avatar looks so stupid, and that's what I was laughing at.
It's because he kept like absolutely sucker punching me, and I was like trying to hit you, and it wasn't registering, and it was really I was getting annoyed with it.
Yeah, you getting annoyed was so funny, so maybe I was laughing at that. All right. Okay. Then December 5th for Behemoth. It's actually called Skydance's Behemoth, but I don't like calling it that. December 19th is Alien Rogue Incursion. Then we have another Hitman World of Assassination coming this time for PSVR 2. And there's a trailer for
this
that.
has been made in-house by IOI, so they even made a point, like they've made a big point of like how they've listened to the community, and it's got interactions now, so that you have to pick locks, and it's going to have full room scale. They've actually got rid of the 2D scopes, so like you have like proper 3D scopes on sniper rifles. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's good. I might even grab it myself, like, just to see on PSVR 2, because you can probably get World of Assassination on some sort of sale because it's obviously been out for a while.
Yeah, World of Assassination means all three games, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a really good game. I really like the game. It was just so janky. Like it was hard to actually play the game properly. Like it was cool to explore, but if you actually tried to play the game, you would inevitably end up just fucking things up because the game would just be so janky and almost unplayable at times.
Here's what I hope. I hope this means an update's coming to the PC game also.
Yeah, I hope they do that because then I'll just play that. But yeah, I mean it's cool though. It's a cool game.
Yeah.
The environments are really cool to experience in VR.
Yeah, that's another one of these games that I need to go back to that I just forget about. I definitely need to go back. Then Human Fall Flat, that was announced. That's coming Q4. We have a trailer for that. I don't know if it's only Quest. Oh no, there's a Steam page.
No.
Yeah, there's a Steam page.
Yeah, it's coming to Steam. But yeah, they're doing. This has actually got a bit of a story behind it because Raikkonen made the Outer Wilds,
Yep,
Firewatch mod, who was also working for Flat to VR Studios and is the lead developer on Trombone Champ. He actually made a mod for this, but never released it. It was like proof of concept almost, which is then he then got contacted by the developers who were basically bought the mod idea from him. I mean, they didn't have to do that, but they actually paid him money because of how he did the controls. They really liked it, and then they were going to get him to do the mod, but then that never happened. But basically, it was all this exists because Raikkonen, did a little prototype and showed it on Twitter, and developers saw it and said, we should actually make that an official thing. So
cool.
Modders are driving the way for these games.
Hopefully that
Because
happens.
the Metal Gear, the Metal Hellsinger was originally a mod, and they saw the mod and decided to make an official VR port. So
okay,
these mods are really like. I mean, the whole Flat to VR Studios is built on modders, so it's cool.
Okay, next one. Pulls VR. This is a flat game, and it had very positive ratings on Steam. Apparently,
Oh,
it's huh?
this looks kind of shit to me, but
Well, the graphics look good, but it's a walking simulator.
yeah,
Yeah.
isn't it a horror game? Isn't it like the
No, there's
back
actually
room
no
type thing?
horror. I looked at the Steam
Oh,
description. There's no horror shit at all.
what is it then?
It's a liminal spaces walking simulator.
Okay,
Is what they call
so
it.
like changes the stuff changes around and
Yeah, stuff's gonna change around you. It's gonna be really weird. So, it says
okay, that interests me more.
so. Pulls says on Steam, walking simulator, explore, admire, and listen. Uncanny, relaxing, unnerving, eerie, immersive. No monsters chasing you or jumping towards at your screen, but can feel oppressive at times by invoking fears of getting lost, the dark, tight spaces, and liminal space architecture.
Hmm.
So it's just really weird.
It makes me more interested.
Yeah. So
Okay,
we'll see.
I'm interested.
Okay. We'll go back to the upcoming games thing. Trombone Champion Flatten Q4, but Alex
Game of the
knows a
year.
release date that he won't say. And Aces of Thunder Q4. We've shown the trailers for both of those. Then
Yeah, Aces of Thunder. I didn't realize was actually VR only. I thought it was a flat game as
yeah.
well.
Then we just got an announcement for Assetto Corsa EVO, January 16th. I have that trailer.
Yes, which looks really cool. Apparently, because of the obviously the original Assetto Corsa was like one of the best VR games you could play back in the day. It had really good VR support, and then they switched the next game to Unreal Engine, and the VR support was terrible. Like performance was really bad. It was blurry. I spent so much time trying to get that other game working, and I could never get it looking good.
Competition
So
or whatever.
yeah, but luckily the developers have actually gone back to using their own engine, and they've said like in interviews that VR is a major like feature that they really want to make sure is really good this time, and so that basically the new game is going to look really good in VR like the first game. So I'm looking forward to this.
Maybe I'll even bust out my racing setup.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, the Steam page even mentions VR. I saw VR on there.
Yeah, it looks really good. Like it looks like really impressive visually.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it runs.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So the last thing we have is the Midnight Walk, but that's not till 2025. But that was just announced. What was that? Some sort of PSVR Sony thing where it was announced? I don't remember where it got announced. Do you?
State of play, yeah.
State of Play. Okay.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
This,
It's like a claymation type of look to it.
I think it's on Steam too. I think I might have wishlisted it.
Yeah, it's coming to Steam as well.
Yeah.
It mentions VR in the description on Steam as well.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So yeah, this looks cool. I don't know how much of a game it actually is.
I think it is a game. I don't really. It didn't really show much in the trailer to like what you actually do in the game.
Yeah.
But like, I really love this art style, like the claymation type of stop motion look to it.
Oh, it's first
Like, that
person.
looks- yeah,
Like
there's a little clip in the trailer which shows like something that looks VR, where you're holding like a candlestick as a torch, and not a candlestick, like a matchstick as a torch. Yeah, this could be this could be really good in VR. Like if with this style and everything, I think it could be incredible. So
do you
I'm
like
looking
the
forward to seeing
stop
more.
motion look?
I think if it's done if it's done right in the right like setting, like because this kind of looks like what's that Tim Burton?
Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine playing something like that, but in VR. I think it just could be really trippy. I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right. Can you think of anything else coming out?
Oh, it's been published by Fast Travel Games, by the way,
Oh, okay.
which is probably why it's got VR support.
Yeah. So like this of course this list here doesn't have every game coming out. But these are just the ones that I care about. There's all sorts of.
Yeah, that's a lot of games, though. I
There's
mean,
that game
there's a lot of stuff.
Exo Cars is coming out soon, but I didn't
Oh
bother
yeah, that looks
listing
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah,
I think that looks good. That's another
but
reason for you to bust out the wheel and.
yeah, I'll try. Can you think of
Yeah, I
anything
mean that
else?
looks pretty good. No, I mean that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
We've got like 3 this month. We've got another 2, maybe more on November. We've got 3 confirmed. Is it for December with potentially more, depending on what happens with these other games. So yeah, you've got a lot coming out, and I'm still trying to catch up on the games that I've not been playing over summer. So I've got loads of games to play.
Even though it might have sounded like I played a lot of games, I feel like I've been neglecting VR.
Mm.
Like I feel like I haven't had much
I,
to play lately.
yeah, I've not really played a lot. Obviously, every month I've not had a lot to talk about. But since I've got the PSVR adapter and everything, I've just fallen back in love with PC VR again now. So I'm just
Oh,
really,
good.
really like wanting to play VR a lot now. And I've got Riven to play. I've got Subside to play more. I've got WRC, the Metal Hellsinger I want to buy. There's another game I thought about which released, which we never really touched on, which was The Burst, which
Oh
we played
yeah.
the demo of.
Yeah, the reviews weren't very
Um,
good, and I did ask them for a key, and I think they didn't respond. And I heard other people
yeah,
ask for keys, and they didn't get responses. I think maybe because
yeah, I
they
never got a
weren't
key for
getting
it.
positive reviews from people, so maybe that's why they didn't get
Yeah, I'll definitely. I've got it on my wish list, so I'll pick that up at some point. So there's
it.
still some games that to play like that's already out. Then when you look at like obviously the big one this month, which is Batman, which is definitely one I want to play.
Yeah.
Um, Metro Awakening the next month, Behemoth the month after that. There's like just so many incredible games coming over these next 3 months that yeah, we've got loads to play.
My goal is to beat every game before the next game comes out. That's what my goal is.
You should be able to do that. Like Batman, you actually Batman. I think Batman will be like I reckon like an 8 to 10 hour game. I can't see it being a really long one.
Yeah.
Same with Metro Awakening. I think that'll be another like 6-8 hour game.
Yeah.
So I think you'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
I think Behemoth might be longer, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, Behemoth got delayed this December 5th. It was supposed to be in November, and it got delayed again. Hopefully, more of these don't get delayed. Well, I don't know. It might not be bad if they got delayed because this,
Yeah,
you know.
it'll be interesting to see like if this continues because I feel like we always have these like years. Like this year's been pretty good for releases. I feel, and then there'll be a year after because everything that was in development's out, and you have this like lull where you'll have a year where there's like not much coming out.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see if we've now got like this momentum where there's just like this constant steady stream of these big Metro, Batman, Behemoth, Alien game. If we can get something like that once a month, like just one big release a month, I feel like that could really finally drive like VR adoption forward more.
Yeah.
Because it gives people a reason to have a VR headset. If every month there's one big game coming out, it's like it's more of like I've heard so many people say about I'll get VR when there's like 5 really big titles ready for me to play. I
Yeah.
feel like even just this last few months we've already got like 5 really good titles ready for VR. So
Oh yeah.
I feel
Then
like
there's that Zombie Army game, but I don't know if that's coming out this year.
yeah, that's got really bad reviews from
Yeah.
people who played it, which is another
Yeah.
XR Games game. So it's like
Yeah.
they're not doing very well, which is probably
Yeah.
why they're virtually shutting down at this point.
Oh yeah,
So,
and Batman Arkham Shadow is coming free with Quest 3 and 3S now.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll buy it. I think it's worth
Yeah.
playing Assassin's Creed Nexus.
I think so.
I was waiting to see if it got like a PSVR2 release or something, but
Mhm.
I think it's been out for about a year now, is it not? So
Whenever Quest 3 came out, is that when it came out?
at some point, I do want to play that because it looks pretty good, actually.
I liked it.
But
I was disappointed at first in the performance, but I feel like it might have improved, unless it
yeah, I
just
think they patched that up. Yeah,
Okay.
because I think there was some performance problems. It came out in November 2023, so it's almost a year
Okay.
next month. So we'll see if there's some sort of exclusivity, like a year contract or something. Maybe it'll come to PC and PSVR too.
I'd buy it
And
again
I
if it
want
did.
to, yeah, I want to wait to see if it does because I want to play it on the best like version of it.
Yeah.
Um, if after a while I will have to just buy it and play it because it looks like a good game to play.
Okay. All right.
And
Anything
mention it.
else?
No, I'm really excited for VR. I'm really excited for what's coming.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of stuff that I know about behind the scenes, which are really exciting. So VR is like really moving forward. I feel like it's just really. I feel like the best year we had before was like 2020. You know when Half-Life Alyx came out, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners came out. Like there was such a big load of good releases. I feel like this is another one of those years that's just like got so many really good games coming out.
Yeah. Why are they all coming out right now at the same time? Can you think of a
I think
reason?
it's just way. I don't know. I think it's just that video games like this at this sort of level take a long time to make, and I just think that it's taken a lot of time for Meta and Sony to kind of build things up to that level. Um, with the schedule and getting the contracts and the IPs and I just think that hopefully this is like gonna be like a train now of these sort of games continuously now going forward. So I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's it.
Yep.
All right. See you later.
Bye.